What if I told you, you've been in a test this whole time, and you didn't even know it? Think about that for a moment. Every delay you faced, every door that refused to open, every time you felt like life was moving forward for everyone except you. What if none of that was random? What if it was all intentional? Because the truth is, most people never realize when they are being tested. They expect something obvious, something dramatic, something they can clearly recognize. But real tests, the ones that shape your destiny, they don't announce themselves. They hide inside your everyday life. Beloved one, listen carefully. You are not here by accident. Out of all the videos, all the moments, all the distractions, you found this, and that alone should tell you something. This is your moment of awareness. This is the moment where confusion begins to turn into clarity, because something has shifted. Right now, not tomorrow, not someday in the future. Right now, even if you don't feel it yet, even if nothing around you looks different, something inside you has already changed. The season you just came out of was not easy, let's be honest. It stretched you in ways you didn't expect. It forced you to face parts of yourself you weren't ready to confront. It made you question everything, your path, your purpose, even your faith. There were nights when your mind wouldn't stop racing, moments where silence felt louder than noise, times when you asked yourself, why is this happening to me? And no clear answer came. But here is what you couldn't see back then. You were not being ignored. You were being shaped. Every situation that made you uncomfortable was revealing something. Every delay that frustrated you was protecting you from something you weren't meant to step into. Every person who walked away was creating space for alignment. You thought you were losing, but in reality, you were being redirected. And I need you to understand this deeply. Heaven does not test people randomly. There is always a purpose. Always. You were not chosen for struggle. You were chosen for preparation. Because not everyone can carry what you've been asking for. Some people ask for success, but can't handle responsibility. Some people ask for love, but haven't learned self-worth. Some people ask for abundance, but still operate from fear. But you were being trained differently. That's why the process felt heavy. That's why it lasted longer than you expected. That's why it pushed you to your limits. Because what is coming into your life requires a different version of you. And that version was being built in silence. You didn't notice it at first, because growth rarely feels like growth. Feels like confusion. Feels like pressure. Feels like things falling apart. But look at yourself now. You think differently. You react differently. You see people and situations more clearly. Things that once disturbed your peace don't affect you the same way anymore. That is not coincidence. That is transformation. And transformation is the clearest sign that the test is ending. Now here's the part most people miss. Passing the test doesn't feel like winning. It doesn't come with celebration. It doesn't come with applause. It doesn't even feel like success. Feels like loss. Feels like exhaustion. Feels like you gave everything and still don't see the results yet. But that is exactly why it matters. Because you didn't keep going for recognition. You kept going, even when there was nothing in it for you. That is strength. That is faith. There were moments you wanted to give up. Moments where quitting would have been easier. Moments where walking away seemed like the only option. But you didn't. Even if you slowed down, even if you doubted yourself, even if you felt completely lost, you didn't stop. And that is what passing the test looks like. Not perfection, not confidence, not having everything figured out, but staying, continuing, choosing to move forward, even when it didn't make sense. And now, you stand on the other side of that process. You may not fully realize it yet, but you are not in the same place you were before. Something has shifted. Something has aligned. And this is where everything begins to change. Because once the test is over, the reward doesn't come through struggle anymore. It comes through alignment. Things start making sense. Opportunities begin to appear. Connections start forming naturally, not because you forced them, but because you became ready for them. And that is where you are right now. So don't go back into doubt. Don't question yourself again. Don't undo the growth you fought so hard to build. Instead, pause, breathe, and recognize this truth. You passed the test. But if you really understand what that means, then you also need to prepare for what comes next. Because what's about to enter your life is not something small. It's not something ordinary. It's something you once prayed for, but weren't ready to receive. Until now. And in the next part, you're going to understand why everything had to happen the way it did, and what God is about to do next. That will make all of it make sense. Before anything changes in your outer world, you need to understand why everything happened the way it did. Because if you don't understand the process, you will misinterpret the blessing. Beloved one, listen closely. You asked for something greater. Maybe you didn't say it out loud. Maybe you didn't even fully realize it. But deep inside you desired more. More peace, more clarity, more purpose, more from life than just surviving. And heaven heard you. But here's what most people don't understand. When you ask for something higher, you don't immediately receive it. First, you are prepared for it. Because if everything you prayed for arrived too early, it wouldn't bless you. It would overwhelm you. Think about that. If the opportunities you wanted had come into your life a year ago, would you have been ready? If the doors had opened back then, would you have walked through them with clarity or confusion? This is why the delay was necessary. Not to deny you, but to develop you. Every challenge you faced was building something inside you. Patience, discernment, emotional strength, spiritual awareness. Things you didn't even realize you needed until life forced you to grow them. You see, strength doesn't come from comfort. It comes from resistance. Love doesn't come from perfect situations. It comes from learning how to stay open, even after disappointment. And clarity doesn't come from easy answers. It comes from sitting in uncertainty until your inner voice becomes stronger than your fear. That's what your season was about. Not punishment, not abandonment.
Formation.
You were being formed into someone who can handle what's coming next. Because what is coming requires stability. It requires self-awareness. It requires a level of inner control that you didn't have before. And that's okay, because now you do. Look at how you respond to things today. Situations that once triggered you no longer have the same power over you. People who once controlled your emotions no longer affect your peace the same way. That didn't happen by accident. That happened through pressure. And yes, it was uncomfortable. There were moments you felt empty, moments you felt disconnected, moments where nothing made sense. But that emptiness was not there to break you. It was there to reset you, to clear out what no longer belonged in your life, to make space for something greater. Because you cannot carry new blessings into an old mindset. You cannot step into a higher level of life while holding on to patterns that belong to your past. So things had to fall away, slowly, painfully, but necessarily. People left, situations ended, plans didn't work out, and at the time, felt like loss. But now, you are beginning to see it differently. You are starting to realize that not everything you lost was meant to stay. Some things had to leave so you could grow. Some doors had to close so you wouldn't walk into the wrong future. And some delays had to happen so the timing could finally align. This is the part where everything shifts. Because once you understand that nothing was wasted, your perspective changes. You stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" And you start asking, "What did this prepare me for?" And that question changes everything. Because now you are no longer stuck in the past. You are aligned with what's ahead. And what's ahead is not random. It is precise. It is intentional. It is designed specifically for the person you have become. Not who you used to be, who you are now. That's why things are about to feel different. you're going to notice that opportunities begin to match your growth. Conversations begin to feel more aligned. Decisions become clearer, not because life suddenly became easier, but because you became stronger, and strength changes everything. But there is one more thing you need to understand before moving forward. Just because the test is over does not mean fear will disappear completely. You may still feel doubt. You may still question yourself sometimes. But that doesn't mean you're not ready. It simply means you're human. Readiness is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to move forward, even when fear is present. And that is exactly what you are capable of now. Because in the next part, you're going to see the signs, the clear, undeniable signs, that your life is about to shift in ways you didn't expect. Now listen carefully, because this is where things become real. Not theory, not motivation, reality. When a season ends and a new one begins, there are always signs, subtle at first, easy to ignore if you're not paying attention. But once you recognize them, you can never unsee them. And the truth is, you've already started noticing some of these signs. You just didn't fully understand what they meant. The first sign is internal. You feel different, not completely transformed overnight, but something inside you has shifted. The things that once excited you don't feel the same anymore. The things that once drained you, you're no longer willing to tolerate. It's like your soul is rejecting what no longer aligns with you. That's not confusion. That's clarity. It may feel uncomfortable because you're in between versions of yourself. Not who you used to be, but not fully who you're becoming yet. And that space can feel lonely, but don't misunderstand it. That loneliness is not isolation. It's separation. Separation from what no longer belongs in your life. The second sign is distance. People begin to fade away, not always dramatically, sometimes quietly. Conversations become shorter. Connections feel weaker. Energy feels different. And you may start wondering, did I do something wrong? No, you didn't. You simply outgrew certain spaces. And not everyone is meant to come with you into your next level. That's why it feels like things are falling apart, when in reality, they are falling into place. The third sign is increased awareness. You start seeing things clearly, patterns, intentions, truth, things you once ignored. You now notice instantly. You become more sensitive to energy, more aware of what feels right and what doesn't. That's not overthinking. That's discernment, a skill you had to develop so you don't repeat the same mistakes again. The fourth sign is a strange sense of calm, even when nothing around you has changed yet. Think about that. Externally, your life might still look the same environment, same routine, same circumstances, but internally, there's a quiet confidence building, a feeling that something is about to happen. You can't fully explain it. You can't prove it, but you feel it. That feeling is alignment, is what happens when your inner world finally catches up to what heaven has been preparing. And the fifth sign is opportunity, small at first, almost easy to ignore. A new idea, a new connection, a new chance, something that feels different from everything that came before. And this is where many people make a mistake. They overlook it because they're expecting something bigger, something louder, something obvious. But real change often starts small, quiet, simple, and only grows if you recognize it early. That's why you need to stay aware now, because what's coming into your life won't look like chaos. It will look like alignment. It will fit naturally, effortlessly, and when it does, you'll know, because for the first time, things won't feel forced. You won't have to chase. You won't have to convince. You won't have to struggle to make it work. It will flow, and that's how you'll know this is different. But here's something important you need to hear. Just because things are aligning doesn't mean you stop being intentional. You still have to show up. You still have to act. You still have to trust yourself. Because alignment opens the door, but you still have to walk through it. And this time, you will, because you're not the same person anymore. You're not moving from fear. You're not reacting from pain. You're choosing from clarity. And that changes everything, because in the next part, you're going to understand what actually happens when the blessing arrives and why some people receive it and still lose it. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything becomes real. You've heard about the test. You've understood the process. You've started recognizing the signs. But now comes the part most people are not ready for, the blessing, because receiving what you prayed for is not the hardest part. Keeping it is. Let that sink in. Many people think, once the opportunity comes, once the door opens, once life finally starts working in their favor, everything will automatically stay that way. But that's not how it works. What enters your life must be sustained by who you have become. If the old version of you is still in control, you will lose what the new version of you was meant to receive. That's why your process took so long, because this wasn't just about giving you something. It was about transforming you into someone who can hold it, someone who doesn't break under pressure, someone who doesn't lose themselves in success, someone who doesn't fall back into old patterns. When things finally start going right, that's the difference. And that's why this next phase requires awareness, because the blessing won't always look the way you imagined. It won't come with noise. It won't come with chaos. In fact, it may feel almost normal, simple, peaceful, aligned. And that's where people get confused, because they're used to struggle. They're used to chasing. They're used to things being difficult. So when something finally feels easy, they question it. They overthink it. They hesitate. And sometimes they walk away from the very thing they prayed for. Don't make that mistake. If it brings you peace, if it aligns with who you've become, if it doesn't require you to abandon yourself, that's not coincidence. That's confirmation. Now here's another truth you need to understand. Blessings come with responsibility, not pressure, not fear. Responsibility, because what you're about to receive is not just for you. It's connected to something bigger. Your growth, your journey, your endurance. It wasn't just about survival. It was preparation for impact. The way you live, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, it will influence others. People will see something different in you. They won't always understand it, but they'll feel it. That's what happens. When someone goes through the process and comes out transformed, they become a reflection of it. And that's who you are becoming. But remember this, the same discipline that got you through the test is the same discipline that will sustain your blessing. You can't go back to who you were. You can't ignore what you've learned. You can't pretend the growth didn't happen. Because once you become aware, you can't go back to being unaware. And that's a good thing. It means you're ready to handle more, ready to step into something greater. But let's be honest for a moment. Even now, you might still feel a little doubt. A small voice inside you asking, am I really ready for this? And the answer is yes. Not because you feel ready, but because you were prepared. Through everything you went through every challenge, through every moment you didn't think you would make it, but you did. That's your proof. Not words, not promises, your experience. So when the opportunity appears, don't shrink, don't hesitate, don't talk yourself out of it. Step forward, even if your voice shakes, even if your mind questions it. Because this time, you're not stepping into something unknown. You're stepping into something you've been prepared for. And that changes everything. Because in the final part, you're going to understand what happens next when everything finally comes together and how your life is about to shift in a way that cannot be reversed. Now take a deep breath and really listen to this, because this is the moment where everything finally comes together. All the confusion, all the waiting, all the moments where you questioned everything, they were not random. They were pieces of a bigger picture you couldn't see at the time. But now, you're starting to see it. Why certain things didn't work out. Why certain people had to leave. Why certain doors never opened, no matter how hard you tried. It wasn't rejection. It was redirection. You were being guided, even when it didn't feel like it. Even when it felt like nothing was moving, everything was aligning. And now, you're standing in a different place. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You are not the same person anymore. And that is the key to everything. Because the life that is coming toward you now is not meant for who you used to be. It's meant for who you've become. That's why the timing feels different. That's why things are starting to make sense. That's why opportunities will begin to feel natural instead of forced. Because for the first time, you're aligned. Aligned with your growth. Aligned with your purpose. Aligned with what's meant for you. And when alignment happens, life changes. Not slowly, but in ways that feel sudden, unexpected, almost unbelievable. You may wake up one day and realize everything is different. Not because of one big moment, but because of everything that led up to it. That's how real change works. It builds quietly and then reveals itself all at once. And when it does, you'll understand something clearly. Nothing you went through was wasted. Not the pain, not the confusion, not the waiting. It all had a purpose. It all led you here, to this version of yourself that is finally ready to receive, ready to grow, ready to step into something greater. And yes, you may still feel fear sometimes. That's normal. But don't let fear convince you that you're not ready, because fear doesn't mean stop. It means you're stepping into something new, something bigger, and that's exactly where you're supposed to be. So don't hold back now. Don't play small. Don't go back to what's comfortable, just because it feels familiar. Move forward. Trust what you've become. Trust what you've learned. Trust what you've survived. Because all of it was preparing you for this moment. And now, this is your time. Your time to step into the life you once prayed for. Your time to experience the shift you've been waiting for. Your time to finally see what all of this was for. You passed the test. And now, everything changes. If this message reached you at the right time, don't ignore it. Take a moment and type, "I passed" in the comments. Not for anyone else, but as a declaration to yourself that you are ready for what's coming next. And if you know someone who is still going through their test, share this message with them. Because sometimes, one message at the right moment can change everything. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. What's coming next in your life is bigger than what you've left behind, and you don't have to walk through it alone.